Hi friends, I hope you are so well wherever you are in this right now moment. I feel so very close to the camera, so intimate. So welcome to my channel. I'm Jane Ritz, known as Jane the Guide, because I tend to guide people through this ascension process as we are legitimately changing our resonant frequency from one harmonic to another. I teach quantum spirituality. If you would like to know more about me, please click below and you can go to my website and learn all the things. And while you're clicking on things and looking down under, click the like button, click subscribe, and you can even share this with all of your homies. So I would love that. Thank you in advance. So check this. This has been coming through so loud for so many people that I want to share it with the intention that it is settling for the spirit as our bodies change into a crystalline structure as we hold higher frequency energy and consciousness. That, and you may hear sounds because I'm in Costa Rica. You might hear saws, you may hear chickens, you may hear babies crying. I'm not closing my doors because it's hot here. Anyway, thank you for giving me the grace of whatever it is you hear other than the sound of my voice. So we are going through a massive polarity shift in that we are changing our electromagnetic pulse. When the magnetic pole shifts, the way it looks for us human is that it is a complete change in the energy of our heart, because we go from a linear way of being, think an X and Y axis, to moving into a fifth dimensional reality, which is considered to be on the Z axis. It's how mirrors work. We heal in reflection. That dude Jesus even said that. He was a metaphysics whiz. So it literally makes sense. So if we have been living on an X and a Y, and we are going to start switching to an X, a Y, and a Z, which is like, pew, it's a different dimension in the field, in the plane of existence. If we're going to switch from one to another, we need to be in a 0 point. The 0 point will then allow us to see what direction we need to go and grow in from that point forward. That is the beginnings of a new crystalline structure, more of a silica matrix structure of our human form. That is us holding our light body. It's our plasma body coming online. Plasma is form, but it moves differently than just the solid matter that we have been aware of thus far. So for this crystalline structure to start really taking hold, we have to start somewhere, right? The starting point is the 0 point. The 0 point on any graph is where that's how you know where the graph is, right? If you've ever drawn a graph with the X and the Y, you drew one line and you drew the other, and from that center point, that 0 point, that's where you knew from where you were going to plot any other points on that graph. The 0 point in human occurs in extreme stillness. Now, many humans who have been practicing meditation, mindfulness, all this stuff, great. Then you have a deep familiarity with a 0 point feeling that you might be able to drop into that 0 point of stillness, and you're like guru on the mountain, and you're like, I am peace because I am consciousness witnessing itself, and so everything is nothing at the same time. And that's great. We need to be able to do that and to be that and to drop into that 0 point in our subtle body. What I'm noticing is that humans have a challenge dropping into the 0 point in their physical bodies. What is the 0 point in the physical body, Jane? Let me tell you. It's being still. It's not going and doing and producing and chasing and it's not that. It's not doing all of those things. It's being still. The physical being still. That doesn't mean you got to lay around all day or anything like that. By no stretch of that being still am I talking about. It's more of a mental stillness. The mental stillness will dictate the physical stillness. If my mind is still editing my heart, if my mind is still seeking ways to make others happy, if my mind is still looking for love, if my mind is still telling me I got to get up at the alarm and I got to do this thing and I got to work out at this time and I'm got to be regimented and there's no room for flexibility, that's not being still, that's being rigid. As we move into the new axis of our frequency, again, it's a new harmonic. It's a whole other sound, light wave that we are turning into like now. And whenever you watch this, it'll be the now that it'll be. So we have to be agile because culturally we have grown in a system where we are go, 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 do, or do. We haven't allowed time to be still to then feel where we're being called to move, to hear what our heart has been calling us to do. Our mind has been so rigid in the ways that we've been taught to think and the ways that we've been taught to show up, that to even live a unique life is really rare for so many people. And a lot of people literally don't know how to be still. And a lot of people have excuses to not be still because I got shit to do. I know I got a day off, but let me go ahead and clean the house, do the laundry, let me run these errands, let me go ahead and, I've got this time off, so let me go help other people. Rather than saying, you know what, I am going to take this time that I don't have anything planned, maybe in this example, and I'm going to not do a damn thing. I'm going to sit and I'm going to look outside at the clouds going by. I'm going to journal. I'm going to dance. I'm going to just get on my yoga mat and just move my body and see what do I want to do? I'm going to do an oil practice. I'm going to lube up my body so I can really get to know it and feel it in a way that I'm not just rushing to put the oils and the lotions on, but I'm just going to do it because I can. Because my body deserves to be explored in that way. The mind deserves the space to be explored. The mind deserves the space to explore, not to seek. There's a very big difference. If I am walking in the woods and I have been doing this trail all the time, it's my trail. I know this trail. It's a 5K. I'm speaking about myself in so many timelines. I'm like, I'm going to do this loop because it's an exact 5K, and that way I can time it and see how many minutes did it take and how many minute miles did I run. Now, not that was bad for me by any stretch. That has its time and its place. However, there's a vast difference from that to me going on that trail or another trail, maybe that I've never been on, or getting off the trail if it's safe, and just exploring and looking around and being like, what is this tree? What is this? I don't know. Let me just sit at this tree for a while and then start walking again and maybe try to run. I don't whatever that is. You feel the difference, right? One is consistent, regimented. It has a point A and a point B, and it is linear, or in this case, it was a loop. As opposed to, you might be in the same loop space, but you're bouncing around, you might be cutting around, and you might be going different speeds, and you might be feeling different things, you might be dropping into meditation, you might be laughing, you might be like, I don't know where I am, I'm fearful and I'm lost, whatever that is. So you get this whole experience in the space that the mind was allowed to be in, just openness and exploration. This is key. I'm noticing that humans that are not allowing themselves to be still and listen, because here's the thing. I'll get back to the thing. If humans are not allowing themselves to be still and listen, they're not able to feel the 0 point physically. There's a physical feeling to stillness, and for most of us, it's uncomfortable. For most of us, we start to notice aches and pains and this and that. I've gotten to the point where as soon as I drop into stillness, I literally expand beyond the borders of my flesh. Or I can hone into like what part of my colon is moving lunch from yesterday. Truly. And so we start to become really in tune with this vessel. So if we're not doing that, we're getting injured. Things are showing up. A friend of mine literally just had a stroke because the universe was like, I told you to sit the fuck down and to listen to your body. Here, get here. Here's a way to get in your body. Boom. He's much better. He's improving miraculously. It's almost as if nothing ever happened. I've had multiple friends, multiple people who've reached out that are like, I don't know what happened. Broke some ribs. So now I can't do all these things that I had planned. Now I have to just be with myself. That's what we're here to do. We have to be able to so fully and wholeheartedly be with ourselves so that we can navigate this divine vessel as we continue to break open portals for expansion and ascension for the collective to literally grow through. It's as if we are a garden and you're poking the holes in it to till it. Our embodiment is the tilling of it. It's that poking the hole. It's aerating the soil. That's what it is. It's the aeration of the soil so that things can start to grow and bloom and blossom, including ourselves. Most of us have had a mission change. We are moving into a new job, a new career path, a new purpose, moving into a recognition of our dharmic purpose in life. And a lot of us don't know what the fuck that is. And yet we are listening. A lot of us don't know what it is, and they're trying so hard. Okay, well, I'm changing my career, so I'm gonna do this and that. Fail. Womp womp. It's not working. It's not working for a reason, because they're not being still enough to hear what the directions are. That's the point. You get back to the 0 point on the graph, and that then tells you what direction to go. The direction from that 0 point of the X and Y axis is the direction in which we grow from our heart into the Z axis, the fifth dimension, the fifth dimensional consciousness. It's a different fucking reality. It's exciting. It's so exciting, because that fifth dimensional reality is heaven on earth. It's love, it's compassion, it's kindness, it's grace, it's joy, it's pleasure, it's bliss, it's euphoria, it is ease, it is prosperity, it's abundance, it is just, yes, it's goodness. It's so much goodness. It's peace, y'all, it's peace. But if I can't find peace in stillness, in my mind, in my body, in my energetics, then I will not be able to fully embody that as we continue to move forward. This is the pole shift. It's an electromagnetic shift that's happening in our sovereign field of body. So as some of you may know, Jane has a myriad of knowledge in her wheelhouse and toolbox. 1 from lived experience, 2 from studies, 3 from college. So I studied, got the degree in psychology, and really dove into earth science and geology as well, double minored in those. So, like, nerd alert. And there was a class that I took that, God, it was probably one of the hardest classes I took. And I loved it. I didn't love how hard it was, I'm not gonna lie, because the stuff we had to, like, know, I was like, but it was mineralogy. And so we had to learn every single mineralogic structure ever, which included the hardness, right, of said mineral, I can't even remember all of it now. It's been many, many, many moons ago. But one of the things that we had to remember was the way the crystalline structure formed. You know, was it a dodecahedron? Was it hexagonal? Was it growing in this way or that way or another way? And it was beautiful, fascinating, because then I could see it in the natural growing minerals from the earth. I would be like, oh my God, this is literally the structure of gypsum. I see it. Or selenite, same thing. Or beryl, or rubies, or quartz, or dolomite, or whatever. My shirt reminded me of dolomite. I had to bring it into the house. But we had to learn all this. And the thing about it is that, and we would also need to know the elemental makeup of each mineral. Yeah, the fact I passed this class, but passed it really well. Anyway, accolades. But the elemental structure of the minerals was one thing. You know, how many oxygens to how many hydrogens to how many nitrogens to how many sulfurs, and if you added a little bit of aluminum, it changes the color totally. So then, you know, you have amethyst or rose quartz or citrine. It's all quartz. It's not really aluminum that's in there that changes the color. That's not the point. My point, though, is that the crystalline structure grows. It actually grows. I found that fascinating. It brought a new life to the stones for me back in the 90s. I've been such a hippie my whole life, y'all. It's been so fun writing stories in 4th grade about like cleaning up the earth. Otherwise she gonna get pissed. I digressed. But the point is that crystalline structures actually grow. And when we add a different element to it, it will change it, usually in its appearance. Okay? Here we are, human, elemental, made of the elements of the periodic table. We are growing all the time. We are ever growing, ever changing, ever expanding. At the same time, we're totally dying. It's great. It's like Satanama all day, every day, forever. And as we're growing, imagine if another element was brought in. It would change our appearance dramatically. So what if this element that we're bringing in, oh God, you're going to catch this because I just realized. What if that element is a sound frequency, a light frequency? What if that element is love? What if the 0 point is love? And that 0 point of love, of the body, of stillness, of movement, of giving, of receiving, of pain, of pleasure, that 0 point was actually love, and from that 0 point we changed everything. The appearance, the manifestation of what we call reality, life as we know it. And not only that, but it would change the color of everything. It would take everything to a higher harmonic resonant frequency, which would be ultraviolet in many ways. So then we would start to see other dimensions, because there are dimensions all living out multiple dimensions, living all at once in this now moment. We're eternal now. Now is it. So if we have an eternal now of multi dimensions happening at once, but we can only experience this one based on our limited perspective and our structure, makeup, pineal gland, human eyes, and the way light refracts and all that stuff to tell the neural pathways in our brain, whatever the fuck it is that we're seeing. And then we add one little element difference that we really integrate in, then we can start to see the other dimensions. So what if heaven on earth has always been here? We just get to then see it and experience it and live it and be that. That, my dear friends, is what we're moving through right now. However, if you are in resistance to being in your 0 point of stillness, and you are unwilling to listen to you, to your higher self, to that in which you call God, the goddess, the great spirit, the nameless wonder, if you can't listen to that because you're too busy listening to this bullshit chatterbox in your own noggin, bet you will not hear the next step. We are being told and guided to be still and listen. Listen. It is not to be still and distract. It is not to be still and plan your next steps. And I'm not saying not to plan and to just be this, I'm going to sit the guru on the mountain. Granted, if you're the guru on the mountain, then sweet. I literally feel like I might be doing that because I'm on a mountain. We're all our own gurus. I'm listening to my own guru, which to me is the consciousness of love. So I'm grateful that I was shown to be still and listen back in December of 2023. Actually, it was before then. I was shown that it was early. It was actually early 2023. I was shown this. And then I was like, how do I do it? How do I do it? I don't know how. And then eventually it landed because I was listening, which was very challenging for me because I was working, holding events and ceremonies and seeing clients and getting a housemate and like all the things were going on. But I was devoted and committed to sitting my ass down at the altar every single day, sometimes for longer. And those longer times that I'd be at the altar, like listening, I'd be like, you need me to do what? You need me to sell everything? You need me to move? Okay. That was my calling. That was what I needed to do. And so starting in December, I sat down and I've been listening. So I'm going on my 9th week straight of dropping in and listening. And I'm asking y'all, I'm like, hey source, what do I need to do next? I just want to know, like, what do I need to do? Can you just like give me a little hint? And I said, sit your ass down and listen. I'm like, okay, like I can do that. And so I'm having less and less resistance, but yo, I had so much resistance because I thought, well, okay, I'll be still and I'll listen for like a couple days and then I'll know what to do. No. For me, my perspective, this may land, this may not. My perspective is that the more anchored in your 0 point is mentally, physically, and emotionally and spiritually, that is the infinite void. From the infinite void, then where you go is infinite light, infinite creation, infinite manifestation. So then I can have any choice of what reality do I want. But if I'm only going to half-ass dig my 0 point hole, then my void, I gave myself a day off. Well, then that's going to be equivalent to this dope-ass reality that you literally could experience. And no right, no wrong, no harm, no foul. It's up to you, though. So my deep invitation is to be still and listen. Give yourself ample time. I understand. Some people got jobs. Some people got babies. Some people got responsibilities. Some people got businesses. Some people got school. Some people got deadlines. And if you don't think that you're worthy enough, valuable enough, if you're not loved enough by you to listen to you, to your heart, to your higher self, shit, what kind of life you gonna live? Lame-a-lotta. That's in my opinion, lame-a-lotta, because I've lived that life and it was lame-a-lotta. And I've been a big listener to myself and Great Spirit for a long, long time. But we are amping up, we're ramping up, we're moving through portals of time. We are shifting big time through the biggest evolutionary and revolutionary shift in consciousness, in awareness of embodied divinity. That's why we're seeing all this crap outside in the field, right? That's why we're seeing all this like war and fighting and propaganda and separation. That's why we're seeing all that, so that we can stay focused on all that instead of closing that out and be like, look, I know y'all are doing some crazy stuff out there, but I'm going to listen to what's right for me. And this is not going to apply to everyone. This is applying to humans who are already holding a certain resonant frequency of energy and consciousness. This is not for everyone, okay? You might be in a relationship where they're like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't resonate. I don't really care. Whatever. That's fine. I'm talking to you if you know that this is applicable to you. Where there's been something nagging at your ass to sit down and listen. Maybe it's your friends. Maybe you have those friends that are like, why don't you take a break? No, really, like, why don't you take a break? And you keep ignoring them and putting you on the back burner. But anyway, you know this is for you if you've been holding a certain, I'm going to use the words high and low. The dogs are like super barking right now, so thank you for your grace. I'm going to use words high and low. One is not better, one is not worse. It literally is the amplitude of frequency that I am talking about. We have a low amplitude. It's going to go like this. And then we have a high amplitude, okay? So when I say high, that's what I'm actually talking about, energy. It's the quantum, the way I see it. So those humans that have been holding a higher frequency of consciousness are here to now up level and go to a higher frequency of consciousness. To do that, get there, be that, you got to find your own sovereign 0 point. You gotta be still and listen, because your higher frequency, although is the same as mine and everyone else's, it is so unique to you because it's your starting point. We are all going into a new starting point because we're being reborn. This is that part. And because we're compressing all the time into the one eternal now in our conscious awareness, it is birth, life, death, rebirth, all at once. So that might mean that as you stop, be still, and listen, that some relationships die because they don't like it. I had to let so much of me die when I left the States, sold all my things, said goodbye to so many of my friends and my family, and to a whole entire community that I helped birth. That was a lot. It was a lot of my heart. I was like, oh God, I'm so sad. There's so much grief to that. And also I was like, shit, I'm being reborn right now. Everything all at once. We can only handle everything all at once when we can be able to tap into our own 0 point. If we can't find our 0 point, live in it, be it, then we cannot handle everything all at once. To live in the eternal now, to live multidimensionally, we have to be able to handle, witness, speak our own divine essence and voice, and share our radiant light from our own 0 point to break through in and amidst all of the everything all at once. You're here to be you in a way that only you can be. And you've done a great job so far. And you're up leveling. So, my invitation, be still and listen. And if your body is stopping you, good luck. Be still with it. Ask it what it's telling you. Ask your higher self. God, talk to spirit. Talk to your guides. Talk to your ancestors, the healed ones, angels, whatever that is that's bigger than you that you speak with. And if you've never spoken with it, my deep invitation is to start now. Get in relationship with consciousness as a whole, the holy. It is you, it is me, it is everything. It is everything. So that's what I wanted to share today. If you're moving through this and you're like, yo, I could use some support, some reflections, some perspectives, some guidance, that's my specialty. Because I'm here for you to live your dope ass life in a way that is in harmony with heaven on earth, as we would like describe it to be. I want my life to be experiencing your creations that are in harmony and in peace and in joy and in love and in pleasure. Like, I want to feel what you create from that. I want to see your joy. I want to taste it. I want to dance in it. I want to relish in it just as much as I do with my own. So if you would like some support and guidance on your path, please send me an email. It is on my website at janetheguide.com. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and do all those fun things in this digital world that we as humans do to actually support each other. Because this is some high frequency stuff. We're changing, and I am grateful to be on this earth journey with you in this ever-changing now, and all the sounds that come with it, and all the little bugs that fly around where I am. And I send you so much love. I send you so much love and grace, and a deep reminder to love yourself, to take care of yourself, and to take care of each other. We take care of each other by taking care of ourselves first. That's how we take care of each other. It's not to be self-centered. I'm only going to take care of me. It's not. I got to take care of me, because if I'm dead, you might be dead too. But if I'm alive and well and thriving, I can help your ass out. So love you. Love yourself. I love you. I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.